guys, and welcome back to my channel. I felt like that intro was really weird. I'm gonna do that again. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So, first of all, I'm on a different camera, so I'm sorry if the quality is a little bit different. I'm sorry if the sound's a little bit weird, but here we are. Also, I'm sorry it's been a hot minute. Hopefully, I will get all the videos that I have filmed up this week and next week. Fingers crossed. We'll see. But today's video is going to be a piercing update video. So I have a really big update about my most recent piercing that I got, which I guess piercings because they were my nips. I got my nipples pierced a little over a year ago. I don't know when I last posted that video, but I guess I can always go to my channel and see. So September of 2018 is when I made a video talking about my nipple piercings. So that means I got them before September because I remember it took me a while to film that video. So it's October now of 2019. I filmed that video September of 2018, so it's been over a year. Where I'm at with my nipple piercings is not a good place. So basically, I got my nipples pierced. It hurt like a bitch. Out of all my piercings I've ever gotten, that one definitely hurt the most. I've had my belly button pierced twice. I have my tragus. I have both of my earlobes pierced twice. And then I got my nipples pierced, and so my nipples were definitely the most painful out of like all of my piercings I've ever had. And so after I got my nipples pierced, I basically decided I'm gonna stick through it, and I'm gonna have these piercings, you know, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, I'm not getting them redone because it hurt a lot. And so it's been a year later, and I'm gonna share with you obviously how the healing process has gone, where I'm at now with my nipple piercings. So basically the first couple of months that I had my nipples pierced was, one, very uncomfortable, and two, very not practical. So some ups and downs. Like, obviously I liked the aesthetic of nipple piercings. I think they're very sexy. Obviously if you show them to other people, you know, mostly they're just for like my pleasure, you know, like there's not that many people that see my nipples. Like, I can count on less than one hand how many people have seen my nipples. So they're not really for other people per se, mostly for myself. And so, but I like the aesthetic of nipple piercings, so that's a pro. And that's about the only pro I have, is I really like the aesthetic of nipple piercings. Everything else is a con. And so one of the biggest cons was seatbelts. I never realized how much my seatbelt rubbed on my nipples until I got my nipples pierced. So obviously when you drive, my seatbelt comes over the left shoulder and then down my side, and then my right nipple, the like band of the seatbelt would like rub against my nipple. Sometimes it would get caught under the nipple ring. Not caught, it depends on if I'm wearing a bra or not. During the first few months I was definitely wearing a sports bra. Sports bras are definitely recommended because it keeps everything nice and tight and it doesn't move around a lot. A bra like this, which is like, this is my t-shirt, which is like lace and everything, you don't want that getting caught in your nips. So sports bras are definitely recommended for the first few months. That's what I did. It was fine. Sleeping was okay. They were so tender though. Like, as right when I got them pierced, I literally felt like I had to like walk like this and like protect this whole area, but I didn't want to move too much because it was so sore and so tender. Cleaning them was fine. I did sea salt soaks. I used H2 Ocean, which is like my go-to piercing spray. And then every now and then, if I felt like an infection was coming on, I would do antibacterial soap once a week. You don't want to do that too often. So healing it was okay. Just everything in between sucked. I'm someone who during sex, I really like, you know, nipple things. I like nipple play, and you can't do that with fresh piercings. You can't put your mouth all over them, you know, you can't really touch them and mess with them at all because it's just going to prolong the healing process. Also, if you put your mouth on a fresh piercing, you're just asking for an infection to happen. So anything to do with my boob area was pretty much off limits. I didn't really like people touching them. I didn't really like anyone touching them but me. Sometimes my piercings would get snagged on clothing. Sometimes just like bumping it. Like I never realized, like even now, like my boyfriend will bump my nip and I'm like, cool, ow. And so it's not a pleasant feeling. It's been a year and it still is very tender when you hit it wrong. So and even now I still have crusties, I still get keloids. It's just the whole healing process has not been fun for me. Also, when I initially got my nipples pierced when I would ride in the car, probably for the first month, I would drive with one hand on the wheel. This was before I got my manual because I can't do that anymore, but I would drive with one hand on the wheel and my other hand would hold the seatbelt out a little bit so it wouldn't rub up against my nipple. Even if I had a bra and a shirt on, it would still hurt. I don't recommend doing that because it's not the safest thing, but I just had to because, oh my god, it was so uncomfortable. So I did that for probably the first month of me having my nipples pierced. Now obviously it doesn't bother me as much. Like if I ride in the car with a normal bra on and I have a seatbelt on, it's fine. If I go out without a bra on though, it's a little like not the most comfortable. Also, I'm someone who I really don't like wearing bras that often out in public. In the summer, it's a toss-up, you know. If I'm wearing like a thin shirt, maybe I don't want my nips poking out, because that's another con, is that your nipples are always hard. You can always see your nipples if you have nipple piercings, because not only can you see the little balls, you can see your nipples because the bar is behind your nipple, it's pushing it out a little bit. You get the gist. So everyone will know if you don't wear a bra. And so, or if you're a guy, just people will know in general. But especially for women, everyone will know if you don't wear a bra that one, your nipples are out, and two, you have your nipples pierced. Which, depending on who you are, you may not give a shit. I give a shit when people constantly look at my boobs. It's not my favorite things, but sometimes I just don't want to wear a bra. But that's, to me, a con, because I don't like wearing bras that often, but I don't want people constantly staring at my nipples. There's also one thing that's a con, but it's not really like a nipple piercing thing in general. It's more like a piercer error. And I love my piercer to death. I really do. She's the sweetest ever. She's also done a couple of my tattoos. I love her to death. I really do. But she pierced my right nipple not straight. It was definitely lower than my left and also at an angle. So aesthetically, I didn't like my right nipple piercing at all. So that's something that you do have to be at least cautious of, at least with any piercing. Like the first time I got my belly button pierced, it was pierced crooked. So you just have to be aware of piercings in general, that sometimes, you know, it's piercer error and they're human, you know, they're not perfect, they're gonna make mistakes. So I'm not mad at her for it, it's just unfortunate that that is the way that it is. So yeah, my right nipple piercing is crooked. Didn't like that. And then fast forward to now, a year later, I'm still feel like I'm nowhere near healed. I've only changed my nipple piercings once, and that was from the initial barbell but that they pierced me with to a shorter barbell, so that it would fit more snugly on my nipples and that there wasn't so much space, one, for the barbell to move around, and two, for it to get caught on things. So that was the only time that I ever changed my nipple piercing. And since then I've had the same ring in or the same barbell in forever. And I don't mess with it that often. I try not to mess with it that often, but I just can't get it to heal to save my life. Like I said, it's been over a year now, and nipple piercings tend to take 6 months to a year to heal. Some people take a year and a half, and I am just at that point where I'm really tired of it, and I really want to have comfort in my nipples again. So big announcement for me that no one probably cares about is I decided to take out my nipple piercing. So I went through this whole struggle of a year trying to, you know, heal this piercing, trying to enjoy it, trying to feel good about it. And sometimes I'm like, yeah, I like having my nipples pierced, but other times I was just like, I hate this. Like, I hate it. Like, yeah, they're sexy when other people can see them, but for myself, I'm like, and they're fine, like I like them, they're whatever, but it just got to a point where I was like, I am so tired of it. Like, I'm tired of snagging on things, I'm tired of it getting bumped all the time, I'm tired of like not being able to enjoy, you know, sex and whatever because no one can touch my nipples. I don't like that. So I decided to take them out, and that's where we are now. I actually just took them out like 20 minutes ago. I took a shower, and in the shower, you know, I cleaned everything, did my whole shower routine, made sure I cleaned my nipples really well, and then in the shower, I took them out, and then I washed them again with some antibacterial soap, making sure everything's all good. And then I got out of the shower, put a little tea tree oil on the little keloids that I have, and that's it. I have no more nipple piercings, and honestly it feels very liberating because I can press on my boobs and it doesn't hurt. Like, that is one thing that I like didn't think I would take for granted, but like just like poking my nipple was so tender. Like, people would poke my nipple, people. My boyfriend would poke my nipple and it would just like, I don't like it. I'm like, don't touch me. Don't touch me there. Like, it hurts. It doesn't feel good. It's sensitive, but not in a good way, more in a tender way. And I don't like that. And so, like I said, I'm someone during sex, I really like nipple play. So I really wanted, one, I wanted that back. And two, I just wanted to like not have to worry about it anymore. So I am free of my nipple piercings. I don't know what this holds for the future for me. I probably definitely am like 98% sure that I'm not gonna get them re-pierced, at least within the next 5 years anytime soon, because I don't miss it. I still, oh yeah, also I have my tongue pierced. I forgot to mention that in the list of things. In the list of piercings, but that's a piercing that I really like, is my tongue piercing. I've thought about taking it out, not because it's annoying, but mostly because, like, what do I do with it? Like, it's just there. But I like it, so I think I'll keep that. And it's funny because I got my tongue pierced because I was between getting my tongue pierced and getting my nipples pierced, and so I got my tongue pierced first, and then I was like, I'm bored with that, so I got my nipples pierced, and now I'm like, I'm bored with that, so I'll take them out. But I think in terms of piercings go, in terms of like not just earlobe piercings, I'm probably done. I feel like I'm done. My boyfriend really wants me to get a nose piercing. I really don't want one. I think my nose is too big for that. Not big in terms of like a big nose, but like I have, you know, a wide nose because I'm Asian. So I don't think it'll look good on me. I've thought about like a septum piercing, but I really don't think I want one. So I'm at the point now where I'm just like, you know what? I think I'm done with piercings for a little bit. I'll stick with tattoos because my body handles tattoos a lot better than it handles piercings. Like, even my tragus. Your tragus, I think, is supposed to take 3 months to heal. Mine took a year and a month to fully heal my tragus. So my body just doesn't like piercings. My belly button piercing rejected twice. My tongue piercing is the only like body modification piercing that took an average amount of time to heal, and is done just fine since then. Hasn't messed up my teeth. It's funny because when I go to the dentist, the first time I went to the dentist with my tongue piercing, they were like, take this out of your mouth. We don't want this in your mouth. This is so bad for your teeth. And one of my dentist assistant lady was like, you know, having a tongue piercing is like biting on an apple all day. And I'm like, no, it's not. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I don't ever bite on my tongue piercing. The only time where my teeth make contact with my tongue ring is if I'm playing with it, which I don't recommend that you do, but sometimes you do it because you're bored. Like, I'll do this. And I'll do that. And that's about the only thing I ever do with my tongue piercing. I don't bite on it. I don't chew on it. I used to chew on it. Don't do that. That's bad. I don't do that anymore. Also, I have an acrylic barbell and acrylic balls. So if I'm eating and I get too much food in my mouth because I'm fat, and I accidentally bite on the ball, it's not gonna break my teeth. I do recommend, if you do have a tongue piercing, that you change it to something acrylic. I used to have a metal barbell and metal balls. I don't recommend that. It's really bad for your teeth, especially if you're prone to accidentally biting them. And I just think, you know, for precaution's sake, that it's better to do that. But it's been well over a year since I've had my tongue pierced, and my dentist, like, every time I go see him, he's like, your teeth look great. And he's like, every now and then he'll make sure, he'll be like, are you still using acrylic stuff? And I'm like, yeah. He goes, okay, great. And so I feel like I've changed his mind on tongue piercings and like oral piercings. Things like lip piercings, and like smileys. I don't recommend smileys the smileys are not meant to be long. The longevity of smiley piercings are not good for your teeth, basically, because the way that it holds, it'll rub up against your gums, and that's not good for your enamel. It's not good for your gums. Things like lip piercings, the back of it may not be the best for your gums as well. But in terms of tongue piercings, like, I feel like I at least changed his mind on that. So this has turned into a tongue piercing video, I'm sorry. But back on track, I decided to take out my nipple piercings because I just couldn't take it. I was tired of waiting. I was really impatient. Also, I just really enjoy the freedom of my nipples. So I've heard toss-ups on what my nipples are going to be like post piercing. Some people say that they're more sensitive after you get them pierced. I don't really find that. I find that they're just as equally as sensitive as they were before I got them pierced. Also, do you like how I how I tested that theory? But I think they're just as sensitive as they were before I got them pierced. I don't think they're any more or any less sensitive. In terms of like, are they going to continue to be hard? We'll see. I've heard both ways, that they just stay hard even when you don't have a piercing in it, but I've also heard that it'll be fine. It'll be like a normal nipple again. So we'll see. I'll keep you updated on that. But that's where I'm at. I'm free and I feel pretty happy about it, and that's all I have for this video. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope it was probably not informative, but that's that. Yeah. I'm sorry. So that's everything that I have for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, give it a thumbs up, go down below, subscribe, hit that bell icon so you get notified of when I upload videos, because I don't post consistently, and I'm really sorry about that. I have picked up not one, not two, but 3 jobs. So I'm very busy. And I'm trying to manage my life. So bear with me. I'm sorry, but thank you for those who have stuck around, and I hope you guys have an awesome day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!